The streetcar, trolley, or cable car was a prominent way of transportation for many urban areas during the 19th century, and now are relics of the past, bringing us back to a time before Uber and self-driving cars. The trolley car is a vehicle that runs on tracks laid on the streets, operated usually in single units and operated electrically.
The world's first trolley car/public streetcar was invented in 1807 and called the Swansana and Mumbles Railroad that ran in the UK. The first streetcar in the U.S. was publicly available in 1832, developer John Stephenson running under the New York and Harlem Railroad Company and along Broadway and 4th Avenue in New York.
These trains were animal-drawn by horses, usually 2 at a time. There have been many types of trolley cars throughout history: horse-drawn, steam-powered, cable-hauled, gas-run, and electric.
Minnesota's first electric streetcars were introduced in 1888. These cars were very new and exciting, bringing hundreds of people to the streets to see them and when they opened.
Streetcars were a symbol for Minnesota's industrial boom during the end of the 19th century as an elegant and non-polluting way of public transportation. Buses were an improvement over streetcars because they had less infrastructure costs, such as maintaining wires and energy plants, as well as more logical reasons, such as not delaying traffic as much, being able to stop for passengers at more locations, and the flexibility of being able to change routes with new construction. Sadly, in the transition from streetcars to buses, many of these were burned. However, some stay as museums, such as the Como Harriet line.
The Como Harriet line was one of the many trolleys that was used for people to commute to work or school, but is now used as a popular destination for tours. The Como Harriet line was first established in the 1970s by the Minnesota Transportation Museum. Twin City Rapid Transit took control of the streetcar operations, and in 1954 they donated 2 old streetcars to the railway groups. Because public interest was so high, it caused the museum to open the car to the public. In 1970, the Minnesota Transportation Museum leased the land, and Minnesota Park and Recreation Board gained access to the right-of-way original route between Lakewood Cemetery and Lake Harriet. August 28, 1971, the track was made and public operations began. At first, there was no overhead wires, but the trolley carried an electric generator. As the trolley became more and more popular, the track was expanded from the length of 1 city block to 1 mile long in 1971. There have been many repairs on the cars, such as in 1973, when overhead wires were added to the trolley, and in 2003, when trolley number 1300 had extensive repair of the internal wiring, internal and external wood and steel. In 2005, the track was restored. This project was funded by a federal TA-21 grant. There was also more streetcars added to the track. The original streetcar station at Linden Hills was built in 1900. Lake Harriet became more and more popular because the bandshell held many events such as concerts. As more people started visiting the bandshell, the trolleys became more popular too, and in 1914 a larger chalet structure was built. However, it was torn down in 1954 by another streetcar operation. In 1990, a museum was built as a recreation of the smaller original Linden Hills station. This museum was used to buy tickets for the trolley, buy souvenirs, and it also contains displays of the Twin Cities line's history. After the Como Harriet streetcar was restored, many other streetcars opened to the public, such as the Duluth streetcar, which was opened in 1982. When we visited the Como Harriet streetcar, we were able to talk to our guide about the interesting history of the streetcar. However, he asked not to be filmed for this. We had a fun time visiting the Como Harriet streetcar, and we recommend that you go and visit it too.